In this video, we're going to take a look at how Envizia can help you with packaging. So let's come over to chat. I'm going to use chat for this initial part because it's really flexible and it allows us to upload multiple reference items or reference images. So let's come over here to the plus menu and let's upload a couple of images. So I went to the store and I took a photograph of these pouch type of objects. Now these are notoriously difficult to do in a 3D program. And let's say that we've developed a label for a product and we just want to visualize it on a package like this. So we're going to load that. And then let's upload our label itself. So we'll come over here and we will upload the label. And then we just come in and we give it a description. There are two images attached. One is of a photograph of two products on a shelf, one in front of the other. The second image is a product label I've developed and want it applied to the photograph, replacing the original image. I want to visualize what my label looks like on these packaging objects. So I'm giving it something that is as descriptive as I can and as clear as I think I can be. So let's come over here to let's just do Nano Banana right off the bat, and let's see what it does for us. And there you go. So in one fell swoop, I was able to visualize what my packaging label looks like on these types of really difficult types of packaging to do in a 3D program. Really fast and easy for visualization purposes. So let's do another similar one. Let's come back over here to new chat and let's upload our reference items. So we'll come over and we'll find the label. And then let's also upload our reference. So in this case, I have a blank image of that type of pouch. And I wanted to apply the label to that for us for visualization purposes. I have two images attached. One is a blank pouch type packaging object. The other is a label I've created and want to be applied, like a label that's been added over the package. The label should cover about 80% of the pouch object, but still leave a perimeter so it's not coming right to the edge. I want to see some of the packaging around the left and right and bottom of the label. So let's come over here and try GPT image. I have found that Nano Banana Pro, and GPT image work pretty well. So let's do GPT image and let it generate. There we go. So it's applied that to us so we can kind of visualize it on this other packaging image for reference. Now, the chat gives us direct access to these different models, and sometimes one model will give you a result you like, and sometimes it won't. And so let's switch over, for instance, and use Nano Banana. So typically what I will do is if I want it to really start from scratch, then we'll just go ahead and upload those same reference images again. So we've got the label, and then we have the blank. So we've got those two components that we're going to feed it again. And then let's just give it the same prompt. So you can either create a new chat or you can just come down here and continue with the current chat. But in this case, let's switch over to Nano Banana Pro and let's see if that gives us a different generation or something that we just like a little bit better. So there we go. So this is what Nano Banana gave us. And I think both of these would be usable, honestly. So it's just something that I have found through practice is that sometimes one of the models will work better than another. And it's worth trying to see if either produces the final generation that you happen to like. So let's do one more interesting visualization thing with this. What if I want to see this in situation where we have, say, in a store and a product shelving, and we want to visualize what our product looks like on the store? Let's give it a prompt here. Let's say, can you take this image and create a row of shelving in an organic grocery store type setting where we see these arranged on a shelf, maybe 20 to 25 of these packages, have the camera looking from a 3/4 angle at the shelves and products, and let's see what it gives us. And there we go. So you could have it give you a couple of variations and ideas of these, but this is a great way of visualizing what your product could look like. I also had done another generation in its own chat window, and it gave me a very similar type of image. So it's worth testing multiple images out to see if one gives you the best visual that you want. Let's look at one more quick example of how this can be useful. Let's come back over to chat and let's upload 2 more images. So in this particular case, I've got just a pill bottle image. And let's say that we have a label that we want to test on here. Again, being able to use Envizia for visualizing this is quick and easy. So you can upload both at the same time, which is nice. And then we just give it a description. So we just give it a description in this case. Can you wrap the wide blue and white label around the pill bottle? Very simple. We'll use GPT image for this, and then let's see what it gives us. And then here we go. So there you can see it has wrapped that label around us, and you can very easily visualize your label in context. Now, it is important to note that not every time it's going to give you something perfect. You may need to do a couple of generations or switch models to get the perfect thing that you want. So GPT image gave me one image that was usable, but then it gave me another one that wasn't. So this is the thing to remember. Sometimes you may need to do 1 or 2 tries to get the final image that you need, or you can switch models. Now let's do one more thing with this. Let's say that we want, for marketing purposes, to have this bottle on a background of something more interesting than just this basic photographic studio environment. So let's come over here to Edit, and we're going to select and modify. And you can see, if we come over here to Edit, I have just simply come in and I've masked out the background. You can have it kind of auto-detect it, and then you'll end up doing a combination of sort of painting bits out. So we're just isolating the hero object from the background. And then we come over and we just put in a prompt, which in this case says, show me the product bottle on the countertop of a pharmacy. The pharmacy is in the blurred background. And then we click generate. And there you go. So I just used the select and modify function under edit to put it on a background that is a little bit more interesting. So I hope this shows you the kind of possibilities that you can do with Envizia.